perfect blend of contemporary comfort and historic elegance, Hotel Parq Albuquerque is the ideal destination for business or for pleasure. And Hotel Parq's Director of Sales, Lindsey Joule, joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being on this morning.
Thank you for having me, Kristen.
Now, the actual site of the hotel was built in 1926.
Yes.
Give us some background on this.
Well, as you said, it was built in 1926. It was originally the Santa Fe Railroad Hospital, which it remained for quite some time. And then lastly, it was the Memorial Hospital, which is a children's psychiatric ward. And that closed, I believe, sometime in the early 2000s.
Wow. So that's old. Surely there's a ghost roaming around or something. Did you guys inherit a ghost with the building?
You know, it's the very popular question. We get it all the time. I've personally not experienced anything. I've stayed there quite a few times. I've not spoken with anyone who's experienced anything, and we also don't have any stories from the construction workers, which you would think something might have happened during those times when they were renovating. So we're not negating it, we're not embracing it. You know, it's an older property, so it's certainly possible.
And certainly a lot of history with it, but then again, when you have those historic buildings that you're working with, lots and lots of renovation.
Right.
Tell us about the renovation process.
Well, you know, we really promoted the local economy. It was great because we used a construction company, Klinger, out of Albuquerque. Studio Southwest is the architect, which is in New Mexico. Heather Van Luten is the designer, interior designer, and she's out of Santa Fe. The owners are out of Santa Fe. We have all the tiles from Silver City. You know, so it was a great process and a really fun process, and got done pretty quickly. A lot of money was spent. The owners were very diligent, and there's a lot of attention to detail. It's a beautiful property, definitely.
Well, you know, these old properties, they have so much character, I think, and personality. I love them, and the interior is very chic, and we actually have some video of this. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about what we're looking at.
Sure.
I think we have some of that video right here.
That's the Rooftop Lounge. That is an actual rooftop in Albuquerque. It overlooks downtown, but you can also see the mountains as well as a little bit of the heights. We have some beautiful, beautiful furniture out there. That's the interior of the Apothecary Lounge. Apothecary basically means pharmacy, so we're just trying to have fun with the medical theme.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's lovely. That's oh, excuse me.
Oh, go ahead. Now, what is this?
That's the conservatory. That actually used to be the entrance of the hospital. This right here is the family residence, basically. It's in the doctor's residence. It's a beautiful room in there. This is just the exterior. It's sort of a wedding pavilion, sort of just a nice little oasis outside. Again, another exterior shot.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. Do you guys have a lot of weddings?
You know, we do. I was really surprised. That's the interior of our living room right there. Yeah, we've had quite a few weddings, quite a few corporate meetings. We're looking into doing some retreats, some things like that, golf groups.
Now, what did you guys have in mind whenever you were redecorating and renovating? Did you have like a type of look in mind?
Yeah, I believe the owners really had a vision of kind of, like you said earlier, an urban oasis, very modern with tons of amenities, but at the same time preserving the historic perspective of that and really embracing that.
And it is gorgeous. And, you know, I love it whenever you can take something very historic. I grew up in a house that was like over 100 years old.
Wow.
And then in keeping some of the history, because you could see it in the building itself, but then taking the modern and adding it into there, and that's what you could see there.
Exactly, and all the colors, you know, it's all aesthetically neutral and very refreshing, and it's just a very pleasant place to stay, and I can speak from experience.
And we were just looking at the Apothecary Lounge earlier, and it is a hit. Tell us about that.
It's fabulous. It opens every night at 4:30. We serve Prohibition-style cocktails as well as small plates. Doesn't mean you can't get full, though. We do have some lovely salads, some heavy desserts and everything, so yeah, it's beautiful. And again, there's the rooftop view. We've got some fabulous bartenders and mixologists. I think we had one here a couple months ago or weeks ago for the cocktail challenge. But yeah, it's a lovely property, definitely, and the Apothecary Lounge is tons of fun.
That sounds like fun. Now tell us about some of the amenities that you offer.
What's included in the room rate? We have a gourmet continental breakfast, and it truly is gourmet. There's quite a few upscale pastries. There's lots of protein, so it's a nice option. We have wireless internet. We have complimentary airport shuttling, which is unheard of, as well as free parking, which for downtown is also a nice amenity.
That is key. Now, do you guys have a lot of conferences held there? Because you said it's business or pleasure.
Right. Well, we have 74 sleeping rooms, and we have 5 different room types. So we can always house, you know, your VIPs and things like that. We've got a lot of different options. We also have about 5,300 square feet of meeting space. So we can't necessarily do a large conference, but we can do sort of the overflow from the larger conferences downtown, again, promoting the economy. But we can also do weddings and events of 150, 200 people, as long as it's a little bit more of a flow style.
Okay.
But definitely corporate meetings. I want people to know we can accommodate those too.
Absolutely. Now, as far as weddings are concerned, do you guys fill up fast? What do people need to do if we want to get married and have your wedding there or your reception there?
Sure.
What do you need to do?
Well, we have receptions as well as ceremonies. We have quite a few different options. You can contact me directly. I'm the director of sales over there, but I'm also the only salesperson. So you can certainly reach me directly, or you can just call the hotel and we can give you some basic information. We have some pamphlets and things like that. We're always happy to do site tours. People are still curious, which is very good for us. But yeah, definitely. I mean, if last minute, it's fabulous. If it's a year or two out, we'll do that too.
And of course, what's also good for the economy is staycation. So I'm sure most of your visitors are probably from out of town, but you could probably just take a vacation there in town, right?
Oh, definitely. Actually, a lot of our guests are from New Mexico, and again, we've got, the owners are out of Santa Fe and everything, and I think that's becoming more popular in New Mexico. I just got back from Taos just to get away a little bit, so definitely I think that that's a really good option, and you really feel like it's a home away from home because it's very comfortable, but it's also it's very new and chic, and it's an individual perspective.
It is absolutely beautiful. Now I have to go back to the whole ghost question because you do hear a lot about the ghost stories. You said you haven't had any encounters, but
I haven't personally, no.
Have you had any good stories or heard any good stories?
We did have some ghost hunters in, and I believe this was before I started, but I believe one of them had said something about maybe feeling a presence of a nurse around. But again, since it was a hospital, it's not really genius to come up with that,
True.
So, but no, I think definitely, it's something that we'll embrace, and if we hear some stories, we welcome stories. We had a big luncheon of a lot of former employees of the hospital, which are now in their 80s and 90s, and they were all reminiscing, and they were very cute. And I didn't hear any stories then either, but again, maybe when Halloween comes.
Yeah, it adds a little interest and mystery, and of course, again, personality.
Right.
And it's just a beautiful area. And so, of course, we want our viewers to know where you're located. Let's go ahead and get more information on that. I believe we have some information right here. You can call 505-242-0040 or 1-888-796-7277. And again, it's located at 806 Central Avenue Southeast in Albuquerque, and the website, of course, hotelparkcentral.com, and we will, of course, have that website coming up on our website at casa.com. So if you need more information, certainly check that out. So again, thanks so much for coming on this morning, telling us all about it. What a beautiful area.
Yes, thank you for having me. Come by anytime.